against Clairvoyance. Fantastic, very even game. Looking to see them play strong again. And then Team Symbiote, Arthalon, Dreadnought, Kaio, Mad Timmy, Soldier. They're looking to play another game here. Looking to clean it up and go 2-0 for the week. While 2ARC is just trying to salvage a 1-1 record. So we're going to have to see how that works out.
Is it confirmed that we're not doing a cast Wednesday? Like
Confirmed.
Okay.
Confirmed. This is all of this week's ECS games, guys. So there will be no ECS on Wednesday. I don't know if there will be some other event or anything. I don't know what Patrick's organizing on the backside, but there will be no official ECS games Wednesday. But we'll have more info on that specifically later, or you can catch Patrick on his social media, stuff like that, as ESV TV on Twitter to get more information there. Anyway, that's Symbiote, that's 2ARC. We already know the teams. Let's get into the draft phase. And here we have Team Symbiote on the left side, first band, first pick on that blue squad, and then we have 2ARC on the right side, second band, second pick. Zeratul first band, huh? For Team Symbiote.
Well, that's not. I mean, that's kind of weird, but the 2ARC reaction ban of Arthas letting SMG get Tychus is a bit weird for me.
Yeah, that's really weird. Although, for me personally, it's not that surprising. They pick Stitches up immediately afterwards. They actually pick Stitches Tyrande, so they really value that Stitches highly, and I think a lot of people have come to the point where they think Arthas and Stitches are pretty much even in power level. So if you ban out Arthas and then take Stitches, now there aren't any other tanks on that power level, I would argue, which actually could be the reason why 2ARC wanted to do it that way.
Yeah, that actually makes perfect sense. And then we see the lineups for SMG. We have Tychus, Tassadar, Kerrigan, Uther, Diablo. That's just one big powerhouse team. They have so much damage, so much initiate, so many ways to keep each other alive, so many ways to peel. This is just a well-rounded comp for SMG.
Yeah, absolutely. And then 2ARC ends up with another with their own composition: Stitches, Tyrande, Rhaegar, Barbarian, Demon Hunter. It looks a little bit unfocused, and I can't help but feel it's the result of Tyrande. I mean,
yeah, that's
it's just
a really
hard.
weird, quick first pick, Tyrande.
Yeah, the reason I can tell you this, having been like on a team that valued this really highly, is the the synergy between Tyrande and Stitches is vision domination, and it allows your Stitches to get really reliable vision. Huh?
That's a really good point.
Yeah, and you see actually Symbiote snap picked the Tassadar in the next round, because if a team gets Tyrande, Tassadar, and Stitches, the amount of vision control they have to give their Stitches line of sight for those hooks is absurd. So it makes 100% sense here for me to pick that Tyrande up, but it leaves their team composition feeling a little light on damage because they picked up Rhaegar, and he doesn't have that much damage output. So that's my concern there, is that they might not have enough damage to cut through this hefty Kerrigan Diablo front line.
Absolutely. It's going to be tough. SMGs, like you said, they have a really beefy lineup. Every one of their characters has a lot of survivability. Diablo, Tychus with Odin, Tassadar, like this is a super tanky lineup. Kerrigan with the shield from her passive. I mean, I think you're 100% right. I don't know if they're going to have enough damage to break down SMG's lineup.
Yeah, well, let's get into the game and find out. Symbiote versus 2ARC. Are you ready?
Oh, 5 seconds and normalize, sir.
Oh man, you're on the ball here. Well, let's get it started then in 3, 2, 1. Hit that play button, and we see Symbiote riding out of their fountain in full purple Diablo glory. Dreadnought leading the charge. Kaio on the Tassadar, Arthalon on that Tychus, Soldier rocking the Kerrigan, and Mad Timmy on Uther.
And then on Team 2ARC, we have Mr. Pickles on that Stitches. We have Kiro on Rhaegar, Kiefer's on Tyrande, Afotrix on Sonya, and we have Furious D rounding out the team on ball. Now I got a quick question for you, sir. Why did he go with the purple Diablo when Reptar Diablo is 10 times cooler?
I mean, you might think Reptar Diablo is
Barney
cooler,
is not
but...
as cool as Reptar. Just throwing it
Alright, alright. Reptar is pretty cool. But
pretty cool.
Barney, okay, no, Reptar is really cool, but Barney, come on, there's just something poetic about taking a childhood figure that was just love and hugs and instead making them into slams and stomps.
Reptar's a childhood figure. All right, Timmy loves him.
True.
On, man.
I agree.
Tommy,
I agree.
I forget the kid's name.
Anyway, the fearless Barney Diablo leading the charge in this top lane. It looks like both teams actually have 4-man split here, so we're not going to see a lopsided engage. And here we see a fight onto Mr. J. Pickles, but is that the right target? Stitches has a ton of health. Meanwhile, Mad Timmy getting focused down in the back. Both teams trying to support their low health ally, and it looks like neither team going to lose someone here.
Yeah, unfortunately, they were forced to peel off of Mad Timmy. He was getting really low there, so they were not able to chase the Stitches. Even if they did chase, I don't think they would have been able to secure the kill.
Yeah, Stitches was about to get to those towers, and you don't want to chase Stitches into tower range. Really, one of the biggest ways to lose a fight like that is to chase Stitches too far and get hooked into the towers and just get wrecked underneath them. So, good call by them to back off there. They have secured a small health advantage in this lane, but they're not going to do anything with it, even though Team 2ARC has to deal with that minion wave up against the towers. Team Symbiote is just not taking advantage yet. They're not going for any mercenaries, so we'll have to see what their plan is in regards to those.
We do see that Arthlon is out building Furiously for the most part bottom lane. I'm having to make them hit well already.
Yeah.
It's so hard to trade against a Tychus as Vala.
Absolutely. We see that Rhaegar had to rotate down to the bottom side to start holding that lane for Vala, so Vala can go back and have Team 2ARC not miss any XP. This gives Team Symbiote a 4v3 advantage in the top side and a slight edge in map pressure. Now, are they going to do anything with it? We can see it looks like they're pulling back towards that Ogre camp, but they've been scouted out by the Tyrande Owl. Let's see if Team 2ARC can actually do anything, or they're just going to let Symbiote have these ogres.
It's going to be hard for them to engage into it. They don't really have, like you said, their damage is pretty low, especially with Vala down at the bottom. They might be able to lay, but there's no way they could be able to secure a kill, and then we do see them get the Giants easy peasy.
Yeah, and now we see, looks like Team 2ARC wanted their own Siege Giants, but they weren't able to get it. A few tricks. On that Barbarian, funnily enough, it's actually really easy for Barbarian to get the Night Camp, but she actually loses health against the Siege Giants really quickly because there aren't enough targets to lifesteal off of. So Barbarian, not the best solo Siege Giant taker.
Nope, unfortunately not. Both teams kind of roaming around right now. Will Soldier and Dreadnought catching one out here in the middle. Looks like it just Stitch's bottom lane as well. Did rotate up, barely missing each other here. And then Sonya, again, just like you said, not having enough life still keeps getting lower and lower. No, Kiro going to go down
and
there.
that's
Nice
first
snipe.
blood. Yeah, Kiro getting a little over aggressive. He wanted to do damage to those Siege Giants, and that's Rhaegar's biggest weakness, is he has no ranged way to interact with the enemies in the early game. So he wanted to help with those Siege Giants, but the poor puppy got killed by the Kerrigan combo from the brush over the wall. So good combo there by Soldier to pick out Kiro and get them the first blood, and that's going to give them the edge, and 2ARC going to let them have those Siege Giants. They kind of wanted to contest, but they didn't want to commit before Kiro got back, and he just wasn't back in time.
I mean, how do you engage into Diablo Kerrigan? I mean, that's just asking for pain. It's
Yeah, especially down a person in that lane. There's just no way. And we see Team Symbiote on the ball immediately going into the mines when they open.
only Sonya's gone in right now, just trying to bait Soldier into something silly. Not able to stop them, and 3 people in the mines are going to clear this super fast. And this is one thing that SMG always does that I feel is a little bit better than every other team out there. They have 1 person in each lane. They always send 3 into the mines, and Mad Timmy and Soldier, they're always on the ready to go in at any moment. When they realize that there's a potential fight down there, it doesn't matter if it's 2v3 or 3v3. Mad Timmy and Soldier will always react perfectly and come in to assist their team.
Yeah, absolutely. And here we see Team Symbiote starting to get that experience edge. Despite 2ARC getting the Night Camp, Symbiote's actually a level up right now because they've cleared so much of this mines without contention from Team 2ARC. Team Symbiote doing a good job soaking both lanes and getting all that mine XP, which means Team 2ARC looks like they're in an okay spot right now because they're getting mercenaries, they look like they're positioned aggressively on the map. But as soon as that golem is ready from those mines, they're going to be in for a world of hurt if they haven't gotten some really meaningful advantage off of this top side.
This is going to be a scary golem. I mean, they don't even have to kill the major golem in here, and they have a huge advantage.
Yeah.
I mean, the push they can pull off with this, and if we look at the timing of this, the first Siege Giant camp is going to be up in a minute, so they're going to be able to push with that. Potentially the second Giant camp, depending on what happens, and have a really scary push. I mean, we're going to have a repeat of game number 1.
Yeah, we might. I mean, Team 2ARC realizes that it's a serious problem that Team Symbiote's getting all these skulls, and they do go in the mines, and they're going to take this large golem. But the first large golem is only worth 20 skulls. It really doesn't matter that much relative to all the rest of those smaller skulls. So now Team Symbiote ahead in levels, going to this golem. Again, it looks like a repeat of their first game today. We're going to have to see how that turns out. Mr. J Pickles, taking a bit of damage here, does manage to return some trade onto Arthlon, but that just gets healed up from Uther, taps the well, and all of that is healed off.
80 skull golem to a 20 skull golem. We're seeing 2ARC get in, or not, excuse me, SMG trying to take two arcs giants here on the right side, and they're going to be able to get them. They're not able to engage in that, and SMG is almost level 10. They're level 8 still only for two arcs. They hit 10 8 times. So we do have an engagement going down right now, trying to make something happen for level 10. Pickles is caught in the corner, body bot completely. The Giants are actually doing a lot of damage to Pickles right now, helping out a lot for SMG, and then we do see the first number fall for two arc. Kiefer's at the top, getting caught off guard, gets stunned by Mad Timmy. Here comes Dreadnought from the top, going to be able to get that slam and secure the kills. 2-0 right now. The Giant is pushing with 80 skulls in it. SMG, this is going to be a tough hold.
Yeah, that was really bad for 2-Arc. That fight at their golems, I mean at the Siege Giants, just, man, you know you can't fight into that team when they're ahead of you and they have the positioning advantage. Probably should have just backed off. And what we actually saw that was really influential there that probably not everyone caught, Kerrigan actually picked up, this is kind of unusual, she picked up Impaling Swarm, which spawns Zerglings on her stun, and one of those blocked a hook. And we can see how impressive that was, because it meant that Mr. J. Pickles couldn't get anything done despite being right next to his gate. And then another engage on a Grave Golem. We see this time and time again. Zoya, why do teams try and fight into the enemy team on a big Grave Golem?
I mean, even that alone is crazy, but they're doing it when they don't have level 10. You know, the heroic advantage is in favor of SMG. The first fort has fallen. It's not even half health right now. Most of the heroics haven't been used yet for Team SMG. I think only one was popped. And
no, that Psystorm meant Overkill just taking down Tyrande for free. That's also bad. That means that even if they manage to hit level 10 before this keep goes down, they're going to have to fight 4v5. This is a rough spot to be in for Team 2-Arc.
Wall does go down. Nice hook. Soldier goes down immediately. There's the Apocalypse only hitting Kuro there. Archon is popped by KOA. He's trying to do as much splash damage as he can. Archon still hasn't popped that Odin yet. Kuro going to go down. Furious D hiding far back as he can. There goes the Sonya falling down as well. And
the Grave Golem standing in for Team Symbiote to make sure that they have a strong 5-man roster going into that keep fight. Actually landing a couple of good roots and stuns there, so his influence not to be underappreciated. We see those Siege Giants stuck up there attacking that tower, but Team Symbiote looks like they want to force this core down anyway. That Grave Golem's really low. We're going to see a repeat of last game where a team dies on the core.
It might happen. Archon's doing as much damage as he can in Odin form. This thing is so low. There's no way they get this, is it?
Oh, I mean, Ghost Form Uther is here. Can Ghost Form Uther do 10% health? Let's see.
Oh
He's trying.
God.
He doesn't have his ult
The
up.
mule's
He's
up.
going for it. It's so close.
The mule's
Oh,
the mule's saving
the Ghost
it.
Form
Not
about to
enough.
time out, and he doesn't have the leftover damage.
Oh, Soldier does.
Oh, Soldier's back now, and he manages to snipe out the core with the re-engage. Lone Man takes down a core. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That...
There's
okay.
something I want to point out that, again, it's another thing SMG does that not very many other teams. They get talents based off how they feel the game's going. I mean, you pointed out the Zerglings on Kerrigan, and then earlier we saw the reactionary Syndragosa pick. These are all things that SMG does that other teams, of course, do them, but I think it's more noticeable in SMG's play. They do it more consistently, and that's just really cool to see.
I mean, we've seen now 2 games today from Symbiote, both on Haunted Mines. It looks like they are far and above the best team on Haunted Mines, is what I think I can take from this. I mean, they have clearly demonstrated decisive victories on Haunted Mines twice this week, and it seems like maybe the rest of the teams just aren't on that same level for the Haunted Mines strategy.